We're getting ready to make some cowboy candy, but first we gotta clean these peppers. So I'm letting the peppers sit in some vinegar water for about 15-20 minutes. That's to get any of the waxy stuff off that you see in the stores and just any kind of ucky stuff. This is some peppers that I picked today, banana peppers, and a jalapeno I picked out of my own garden. It's about the same size as store-boughts. It wasn't about the same size there. See? I'm proud. But we're going to let these soak about 15 minutes or so. Then rinse them off, give them a good rinse after a good washing. Then we're going to cut the stems off and seed. I'm going to leave the veins on because we like the veins. But we don't like it so hot. I am going to take the seeds out. So I'll cut this end off and then get in there and take all the seeds out. Alright, so I've got them cleaned out best I can. Some I've left some seeds in, some I've left a little bit of the vein in, but I've tried to get the seeds out as much as possible because we don't want it really hot here. Some of us can't stand them. So, and then I started cutting them up, as you can see. And I'm going to finish the process. Alright, y'all. Now that I've gotten the jalapenos chopped up, we've got to get the brine going. So what we're going to do is 3 cups of apple cider vinegar into a heavy bottom pot. And while I'm thinking about it, you do not want to use any of your wooden spoons for this, especially if you're going to use what I'm using, so no wooden spoons. Because the turmeric that I'm using in this will turn your wooden spoons yellow. So no. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add the seasonings in now. And what I do is I put a teaspoon of celery seed in. And then a teaspoon of garlic powder. Alright. There we go. And if we need to make some more of this later, we will. And then last is ground turmeric. That's also a teaspoon. That's what turns the wooden spoons yellow or anything yellow. Alright. And then, y'all gonna love this, but you're gonna use 8 cups of sugar. It's usually a 2-to-1. That's 2. Four. 6. And 8. And then we're going to stir this up. I've got my jars in the canner getting warmed up since we're going to have warm broth or warm syrup going into the jalapeno. So you're going to want the jars warm as well. Now I'm going to have to stir this up, get the sugar dissolved, get these seasonings melted in. This is going to take a few. So when it all comes up to where we need to be and everything, I will bring you back. In between this, I will start filling, well, I can't because I was looking at these jars over here to the side. But while these jars are warming up in the canner and I'm doing this, I will be getting my lids and rings ready. Alright, so this is pretty much melted and everything, so we're going to let this simmer for like 5 minutes. It smells really good. So we're going to let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then you could either put the jalapenos in the jar and dip this into the jar. But after 5 minutes, I think what I'm going to do, and sometimes I do this, is just go ahead and put the jalapenos in here and let them simmer in here for about 5 minutes. And then dip them into the jars and then the juice into the jars. And then we'll get the canning. We got the jalapenos and sweet banana peppers, what few are in there, into the juice. And we're going to let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and it'll be ready to can. Alright, I think y'all can see me. Maybe. Hopefully. Got you propped up once again. Hope nothing falls. Because if so, y'all are going to probably end up in my water over here. Alright, so I'm going to grab a jar from the canner. And we're going to get busy. I am doing half pints. Because Lord knows I am like almost out of my pints. But half pints is really good for Cowboy Candy. And like I said, we're going to do the peppers first. Try to get some of this juice out. Fill them up to a 1/4 inch headspace. If you hadn't had Cowboy Candy before, you really should try it. It's really good with vegetables or pasta, anything. I've actually seen recipes recently where people are even doing Cowboy Candy s'mores. That's interesting. Thought we might give that a try. And press these down as much as possible. I'm going to go ahead and grab another jar and set that to the side. That is hot. Try not to get the juice on you. It is very sticky and very hot. Try to get a couple of these at a time because you got so much juice in the bottom of this pot. And like I said, I did leave some seeds and some veins. So we want a little spice. But we didn't want the whole caboodle of seeds. So, press these down. Again, a 1/4 inch headspace. Let me grab one of these. See if I can show you. A 1/4 inch. Ooh, that's hot. I need 2 of them. Hang on, y'all. Try to make sure I don't burn myself here. A 1/4 inch headspace is going to be like this here, right here. So, I'm going to have to take some out, but right here. And just so you know, to wear gloves when you're cutting peppers and stuff, I'm hard-headed, I never do. And so, a few hours later, my hands will start, my fingertips will start burning and stuff. And see, now that I've done that and pressed it down, I'll have to add more back in there. That's part of the thrill of canning, though. Do you want to pack it down so you have less juice and more of the Cowboy Candy? And you definitely want to let it sit on the shelf once it's done for at least a week or 2 to let it marinate and the flavors. You know, don't wait till like tomorrow and oh, I gotta crack it open and try it. Give it time to actually marinate and do its thing and everything, and you will be grateful you did, because it tastes really good. And Cowboy Candy is a thing, I guess more in the Midwest or in Texas is probably where it came from. I guess I should have done the research. We started making it last year, and it's been a big hit in the family, an extended family, and they asked me to make it so much and everything that I am making these for gifts this year. These are probably going to be Christmas gifts to those that like it so much and have me make them for them. So, are y'all doing things like that for Christmas this year instead of going out and spending the money that you don't have and making things that like this? I feel like I'm going to add a couple more to that one. Again, you want to not smush them, but you want to kind of make sure that you pack them down, because you don't want so much liquid in them. And don't throw away, when you get done with them, don't throw away the liquid, the juice. If you were to pour this, if you have a small roast, pork roast, you pour this here in the crock pot with it. Oh my goodness. Alright. I need to see if I can grab this. Get this out of the way. Oh, here, we'll do this one first. This is so sticky already. I mean, my fingers are so sticky. I know y'all probably can't see that because my hand's in the way. Now I'm going to get some of this juice. Start pouring. Get good old Pokey Joe. Get the air bubbles out. Alright. Put this down. Definitely gonna need vinegar to wipe the rims, as this is sticky. And I think I'm gonna need to remove just a couple of these peppers. Yeah, that looks so much better. Get the vinegar, wipe down the lip of the jar really, really good, because this is sticky, as I was saying. Can be messy, but it is fun to make and eat. Anybody wondering if those green beans sealed, those 3 cans of green beans, they did. Finger grip tight. And look at this. You'll see Cowboy Candy. That's going to go in the canner. This is a water bath. This is a water bath canner project. If I can get this to set up the way I need it to set up. Yes, thank you. Again, We're going to put some juice in here. Got some peppers I'm trying to come in here with it. I'm going to fill it to a 1/4 inch headspace. Take Pokey Joe. Get these air bubbles out. It is my wish that at least one of you attempt to make this if you have never tried it. You do not know what you're missing. And when you're wiping your lip of your jar, this gives you a good chance to feel for any nicks, as well as when you're actually wiping down your jar, cleaning it. You can feel for any kind of nick or crack right there. Alright. I know it is not necessarily to warm your lids up anymore, but old habits. I just feel better about it, so I do it. Alright, and then we do this one. Let me get another jar out. I need that. Might have put too much in there. It looks just about right. Yeah. But we still got Pokey Joe. So that just can adjust the liquid. This is a necessary step. And now I see that I need to take a couple peppers out. And that brings us to the perfect headspace. And once again, we wipe down the end and top, or the outside and the top of the lip of the jar. Get you a lid. Get you a ring. Finger grip tight. And put it in the canner. So, I'm going to get the rest of these jars done. And then I'll start my water bath canner. Steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. And once we get that steady stream of steam and all that, then we're going to water bath candies for 10 minutes. And then we'll be back. The first batch is out of the canner. Take you around, let you look at them. This is what I'm talking about. If you don't pack them tightly, you get more juice at the bottom. These will settle back down as they cool. And you see the ones more tightly packed. There's less juice right there. These just came out of the canner. Very, very hot. And I got another canner load to go.